Hey, it's Jessica here with John from the Jumbo Rollers. Thanks for letting us come out here and interview you about the band and the music.
Thank you for coming down.
Absolutely.
Glad to have you here.
So one of the big questions that we have personally is where did the name come from, Jumbo Rollers? What's the story behind it?
I've had that one before. Depending on the mood, how I answer it. But it's a hair roller, which is the popular notion.
Really?
But that's not what it is.
Okay.
It's not a hair roller. It kind of could be a big spleef for those who smoke the ganja.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha.
It's not that either. Okay. It just kind of really implies the name came about in Boston about '99. It just kind of implies trying to do something a little big, something over the top. You're big and you're rolling. You know what I'm saying? And
Gotcha.
that's kind of the implication.
Gotcha.
That's my best answer right now, I guess. You know.
Cool.
Yep.
Very cool. So when did what year did the band form? Because you guys have been together for quite a while, right?
Well, yeah. This band here with the Jumbo Rollers, we celebrated. We're at about the 3.5-year mark.
Okay.
Myself and Richard Powell started the band in his living room in February of whenever 3.5 years ago was, and then we had some different players through the course of time. My friend Pete started it, and right now we're down to a 3-piece. We've got myself, Richard, and Antoine Costone on drums.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is it's been 3 years, and it's been a ride. It's been good. We've been having fun.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yep.
So, how many pairs of wingtip shoes do you own?
Ooh, wingtip shoes do I own? I'm not, I actually just pulled out a pair last week that I wore for the first time. I wish I had some here. I could just hand them up and show them to you, but they're inside.
Because we notice every show that we've seen you at.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's just part of the thing. I kind of come from the school of thought that says rock and roll and kind of look good trying to do it,
Yeah, sure.
It's just a presentation thing,
That's cool.
I got about 3 or 4 though.
That's cool.
Okay, yeah.
That's really cool.
Funny.
So who was an influence to your music, whether it be growing up or midlife or,
Well, let's give a cheers this morning to the final Ramon who passed away last evening.
I saw
Speaking
that.
of that, as
Yeah,
Tommy,
I
the first
saw
drummer
that.
on the first album, and the producer and the engineer and all that stuff. He was a big brain thrust behind that.
I know he was.
The sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's with his passing, that means all the original founding members are gone. So obviously the Ramones.
Sure.
Maybe
I
not.
could tell that from your music.
Yeah, and I'm a big New York Dolls, Johnny Thunders fan. I like that whole '77 New York City sensibility.
Sure. Sure.
I like some of the older stuff. I was fairly young then, but I started out listening to like the Monkees and Kiss and stuff like that. But I have an affection. I like the old '50s stuff. I like Chuck Berry. I like all that stuff. I kind of go back. Bo Diddley. That's really where my heart lies. And all that.
Very cool.
Yeah, that was crazy last night getting that news.
I thought I read that, but I wasn't sure if
Yeah,
I had it.
I think it's confirmed. I think there was some speculation. Maybe it wasn't true, but I think it's confirmed. Yeah.
So, is there any other instrument you play other than the guitar?
Wow. No, I'm primarily a guitar player. I could hit a couple chords on the keyboards. I could play some bass if need be. We don't really want that, but if need be, I could perhaps do that. No, I'm a singer-songwriter, guitar player.
Very cool.
That's what I do.
How did you meet everybody that you're currently with in the band? Because we've done some interviews where everybody met on Craigslist. Or,
Right.
Right.
And I did have a member named Larry a while back that we did meet on Craigslist. He's since gone, but Richard and I had known each other through mutual friends, and he was in a band called Like a Roulette, and they had split up, and my act, the Jet Stars, had split up, and so we kind of started formulating an idea. And our current drummer, Antoine Costone, we met him at a place called Music Makers, which is where we have our rehearsal studio. And I'll give them a plug because I love them to death, DG and the Drew. They run a rock school music space here in Virginia Beach, and it's really fantastic. So we met him through there. He was roadieing for Deja, Drew's band. And he came in and auditioned for us and been playing and singing with us since. Over a year and a half now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. So you already told us how many years you've been playing together. What's your favorite local place to play? What's one of your favorite places to you know step into and say, you know, if it doesn't matter what it is, if they say come play here, you're like,
you know,
oh yeah, we're
I
down.
have an affinity towards the Tap House in Ghent, and the reason being is I like the guy who books the place, Mike. I like a lot of the bookers around town, but they treat you right. You come in, you get your money from the door, they provide sound, and they drink the band up.
That's nice.
And you know, and that's okay. You know, some places, sometimes other rooms, and it's just comfortable there. Even this room last night we played was comfortable, nice people, and that's really the catch of it, is how you get treated when you come in the door.
Sure.
You know?
Oh yeah,
It's the
absolutely.
reality. So yeah, I just like the Tap House because I like the theory of it. You charge your cover at the door, the band gets the money, the house provides sound, and they give you some booze. Boom.
That's perfect.
See you later.
There
know
you
what
go.
I mean? Yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, are you guys currently working on writing more music for another album?
Yeah, we actually are.
Really?
We're actually right on the cusp of getting ready to record a new album. It'll be it'll actually be our third album. It'll be first one was short and sweet. It was just a 3-song EP. Then we did, I guess you call it a full length. It was an 8-song.
Yeah, we have that one.
Yeah, What's All the Hubbub was full length. And we're tossing it about now. Yeah, we do have some new material though. It's ready to go. We're just trying to decide where we're going to record it now. We've been able to accumulate a little money from playing, and so we're gonna pick a spot here probably within the next couple of weeks and get that going. Hopefully by the end, it'll probably take us till the end of September to get it released. Yeah.
So now, are you primarily the writer of the lyrics in the group, or is it collectively done? How does that work?
I am primary writer, I am. I probably count for 75% of it, but the other guys definitely are bringing in material and bringing in songs. Antoine has got a couple new ones coming in that are good. And Richard writes. We kind of like to mix it up with the singing, let different people sing. It's not just a one-man show. You kind of spread the love, and it gives the audience a different variation of what's going on. But yeah, but everybody writes. Yeah, everybody writes.
That's great.
Yeah, it is good.
That's great, because I mean, you collectively need to be there together
exactly.
to get it all to
gotcha.
get it all
Do you have
going.
the keys to
So,
Yeah, excuse me here.
I'm taking your child, so don't think she ran away from
Oh,
home.
okay, gotcha. All right.
Go
All right,
inside,
love you,
she's
boo-boo.
missing.
All right, we'll see you later
Stole
on.
her.
Thanks, yep.
so, so you're currently working on the album. Where is there anybody locally that you would like to collectively work with?
Wow, there is. I've been fortunate. I've worked with a few guys collectively. Gosh, I've worked with a lot of people. Actually, I have if anybody ever is interested, I have something on SoundCloud. It's under the Jumbo Rollers, and I think it has like 15, 18 songs of collaborations I have done with people.
Really?
Yeah. I've worked with like Bink Brown, Henry Welchel, Missy McEwen. Gosh, who else is on there? Nikki M. Just a whole buttload of people.
That's awesome.
And,
So I can find that through the Jumbo Rollers on SoundCloud.
Yeah, on SoundCloud. Like I said, I
Okay.
kind of call it, it's just a drop space where any little side projects I do or any acoustic stuff I do, I just put it in there. It's not official Jumbo Rollers, it's a drop space for everything else. But it's there, and it's actually it does well sometimes.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but
so
yeah, I'd like to
currently
do more
at this time,
collaborating.
is there anybody you're really looking to?
Wow. Gosh, off the top of my head, who would I really like to work with? There's a couple cats. I'd like to do some work with some of the older guys. I always would like to do something with Bruce Gray. He's a singer for the Bartones.
Yeah,
If somehow I could, Shanghai Bruce, and we could come up with an idea to do something, that would just to me be like woohoo, party time.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there's a cat I like in the Bottle Babies called Eric Thornton.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't mind doing some sort of tracks with him. That would be fun. Yeah, gosh, there's a buttload of people I'd like to work with, and I've worked with Bink already, and I've worked with Henry and these guys, and they're all good friends of mine.
That's great.
Yeah, and I love working with them.
That's awesome.
That's a good one. I like that question.
So
yeah,
you've
tough
got.
one to answer though, because where do you go?
Well, yeah,
because
sure.
the area is just flooded with freaking talent. Yeah.
That's the whole point of this, is to
Yeah.
get more people to realize what's out there and what we've got in the area.
Yep.
So, what advice do you have for other local bands, whether they be young or coming into the scene later in life, or
Well, I'll tell you what I am seeing right now is there is some younger action going on out there. There's some younger bands that are popping up. Some of them are rocking it and hitting it hard, and they're out there doing it, and that's good. The advice is just keep doing it. If you like to do it, just keep doing it, and you know, and pave your way and pay your dues. Get out there, go to shows. That's important. You know, if you're not out there waving the flag on occasion for somebody else, you know, because it is built on friendships, it is built on community, all that stuff. And sometimes that community maybe gets along, doesn't get along, but if you drop all that and you get out into the show and focus on the music, then all that other stuff just peels away. But just keep going and take your gigs where you can get them, and don't be snotty. You know, come in, load your stuff up, get up, do the best you can, make room for the next guy.
That's right.
You know what I mean? You know, there's plenty of pie. And it is rock and roll, and it's supposed to be a little fun. If it's not fun, it's you're missing part of the game. So just keep plugging away and write your stuff and practice. You gotta practice. You gotta practice, gang. You know, you gotta practice. Yeah, just keep going.
So now you're with the Jumbo Rollers, but then you also have a side project acoustically, correct?
Yes, yeah.
Now, what is that? Just your name?
Or
is it?
We're going. I'm using the name Johnny Rock Acoustic because it's primarily acoustic material. Like sometimes, actually, my wife Laurel, who just came in and got the keys, she sings with me on that.
Oh.
I bring in different people to play, like maybe a little drum spot or keyboards or blow some harmonica. It depends on the gig and what's going on. But I've actually been really happy with the way that's transpiring. I've got a few good gigs on the book coming up in August. I'm gonna be over at O'Connor's in Norfolk, and then we'll be at Tap Gastro Pub. And so, yeah, I'm actually pleased with the way that's working out.
So what kind of style of music do you play acoustically compared to what you play with the Jumbo Rollers? Because I'm sure there's got to be a pretty big dynamic going from a full band to an acoustic sound.
Yeah, absolutely. I tend to do a little more, I call it I play like ballad, blues stuff.
Okay.
I like the blues genre. I tend to do a little ballad stuff. And then once again, it's a little more cover heavy than the Jumbos are.
Sure.
But I do mix in the originals. I got one that just came out a while back called Learning to Lose that seems to be doing okay. Yeah, I've been pleased with that. And it's just, you know what, it's just another avenue to keep playing because I like to play live. And so that the more you can do, the more you can play live. Yeah,
right.
You know,
Keeps going. Sure. So where are you hoping to either be acoustically or even as full band in the next year with the Rollers or by yourself? Is there some kind of a goal you're setting or something you want to see yourself be at? Or
you know, there is. I would like to see on both aspects. I mean, obviously the ultimate goal, at least for me personally, would be get signed by somebody and get put out. Here's the dates, go do them. Even if I could formulate some sort of management for the Rollers or myself, would take a load off of me.
Yeah.
I'd like to see, you know, I don't have all the knowledge to put all this together. I'm working on it. It takes time. I'd like to see more acts coming through town that acts like the Rollers can support, you know, in that type of pocket, whether it's at the Norva or some of these other clubs that are going on, that perhaps some local acts can get opening slots for these bands.
Right.
You know, I've tried in the past, I've worked a few angles, and it doesn't happen. You know, sometimes you get yes and sometimes no. But that would be it. And publishing, I'm trying to work on publishing with the acoustic thing, especially songwriting. You know, perhaps selling some songs, trying to, you know, at this point, for me, it is a bit of a business, so I am looking to generate revenue and do that type of thing. But yeah, I guess just be alive and keep playing. I'll just keep staying alive and playing. You know what I mean? Okay.
Sure, I get you. Absolutely.
Yeah. If none of that happens, it's okay. You know. But
right.
And I like, you know, just keep meeting people and just keep branching out a little bit. You know.
Because I was noticing that the Rollers seem to branch out quite a bit, because I see that you guys have a show coming up and you're playing with the Cemetery Boys.
Yes, yeah.
So you guys musically, you really want to just get in with everybody, is that correct? I mean, there's not a specific genre you're like, well, if that kind of music's booked, we can't play.
No, we don't do that. No, we'll play. Like to mix it up. I think it makes it more entertaining for the crowd, and it also gets everybody. It's your crossbreeding. If it gets everybody involved, that might, like if we act like the Cemetery Boys, people who might not normally come see the Jumbos will come see them, get to see the Jumbos, or vice versa.
Sure.
Yeah. So so we've been trying to do that and just keep going on it. It's, we had a blast last night at Stinky Pete's. I just need to add that in. We had we had a good
Great
time.
set?
Oh yeah, we did 3 sets last night.
Wow,
yeah,
that's
we
awesome.
We carried the whole night.
That
yeah,
is awesome.
Yeah, which is a little bit new terrain for the rollers to do that type of thing. But man, I'm telling you, it was a food. Yeah, I wouldn't mind finding more people to work with. I don't know. You know, some people are better at networking. You know what I mean? And that's really what it is. That's never been my strong suit, so to speak. I'm trying to, even at this stage of the game, just trying to always network. Do the best you can to incorporate yourself and others into what you're doing.
So currently, where can people find your music online other than SoundCloud, or is that it?
No, that's not it. We are on. You can get us on Amazon. The Rollers album, What's All the Hubbub, is available on Amazon. Did I leave my lighter inside? But I got some matches up here. It's on Amazon. It is on Bandcamp. It's on CD Baby. I think there's a couple other ones too.
So yeah, so they can find your music all over the place. Yeah, you can find a hard
copy, or you can contact Jumbo Rollers directly through Facebook or at jumborollers@yahoo.com. Send us an email.
There you go.
Gladly put one in the mail for you. Yeah, the acoustic stuff is a little more limited right now. Hopefully that's going to change. That primarily is on SoundCloud.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, is that featured under
the Jumbo Rollers? Yeah, it's under the Jumbo Rollers
Okay, you've got
banner,
it all blanketed
but
there right
every
now?
little song has like what it is exactly. If it's myself, if I had something going called the Country Fried Pickles for a while, so it just kind of indicates what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just going to say, so that way people can distinguish, the difference between the music of you and of the entire group. So what kind of music do you listen to? I understand what you were influenced by, but what do you listen to now, or what's a guilty pleasure? Or
you know what? As a matter of fact, let's get. I meant to do this earlier. Let's put a little background music on while we're sitting here.
All right.
Because I was listening to just this morning. It would have had to have been. Where's my Ramones? It would have had to have been the Ramones album. So let's keep that going. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Let's keep that going. Yeah, I was listening to this just this morning, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
I meant to turn it on when we first came in, and I forgot. So I'm still listening to the Ramones. A couple local acts I like are Model Babies, Monster.
Sure.
Christy Day really catches my ear. There's an act out of New York that I really dig a lot called the New York Junk.
The New York what?
New York Junk.
Junk?
Junk. J-U-N-K.
Oh.
Yeah, Joey and these cats and Cynthia. I like them a lot. I'm actually trying to get them down here to come to a show. Whether or not it'll happen or not, well, I'm kind of waiting for a response now. Yeah. This is what I listened to this morning with obvious reason.
Sure. This is one of my favorite songs from them.
Yeah, it's great, right?
Yeah, this one and Sedated.
Yeah, I think we do Beat on the Brat. We actually do Sedated also.
Do you?
Yeah.
Really?
We started doing it, yeah.
So do you, as a band, do you have a problem with doing cover songs? Are you comfortable with it? Because I know sometimes there's certain bands that they are just strictly original and that's it.
I think my attitude's changed on that through the course of time. Because I've noticed when I'm studying other people's music, it helps my own music. It helps my songwriting process. And that's, I think, the bottom line. Because as a songwriter, I'm just continually trying to grow and to find how to construct a proper song.
Right. Because I'm sure you hit a block every once in a while.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, you absolutely do. Yeah. But no, you start if you watch like Chuck Berry and then you go to someone like Ramones, if you look at the structure closely, they're very similar.
They are very similar. I've noticed that before. Okay. Oh yeah.
A little key change and then back to the original key. They do a little thing. Yeah.
They sure do. They sure do.
Yeah.
Let's see. Trying to think. I had a few more questions. I'm trying to find them on here. Let's see here.
Oh, let's go. Hey. Oh, let's go.
Have you been in any other local bands?
I had the Jet Stars for a while. That would have been obviously 3.5, 4 years ago. We were together for about, I think we might have made 2 years, but I'm not sure, maybe a year and a half. Yeah, we did all right. The Jumbo Rollers has become its own different beast, but so I was in the Jet Stars. I've only been in the area 5 years.
Oh, okay, so you're not from
here. I'm not
here.
originally from
Then where
here.
are you originally from?
Well, I was born in California, but I was raised up in northeastern Rhode Island.
I can hear the accent.
Yeah, absolutely. Rhode Island. I'm gonna go park it. And then, and then I spent a lot of
Both
time.
of my
that.
parents were from Connecticut,
Oh,
so
okay,
I used
gotcha.
to vacation up there a lot when I was a kid. So.
Yeah. And I spent as an adult about 15 years in Manhattan, so that kind of has a.
That must have been a cool time, because were you there during what era of time frame?
Well, I tell you what, I was there I was going from very early on, like really literally at about, I was 15, so about 76.
Right in that era
I was
of
very
all
young.
that underground.
Yeah. We were going up there, we were really into Patti Smith and the Dead Boys.
Sure.
Who else was there? I think Johnny Thunders was doing the Heartbreakers. Who did I say? Patti and the Ramones. We used to catch them up and down. Yeah, we were very young going into CBGBs, and I went to Max's a few times. You know, like as very young. So we would hitchhike, we would ride. Yeah, we were doing all that. And then I was still in high school at that point. You know what I mean? We were just renegades running up and down the coast. And then I went to live in about '86, a little after the fact, and that wasn't. As I like to share, that wasn't quite as musically orientated as it was let's get high orientated, okay?
Right.
That's the truth about that, okay?
Yeah, I gotcha.
So, but I was there, and yeah.
Because I noticed some of the style of sounds, I could definitely hear like the Ramones and the Rollers, and then I could definitely hear the New York Dolls too, big time. I could hear that transition. Now, when you were in New York City, did you get a chance to see them during like underground?
Well, I got to see Thunders a lot. The Dolls were right before me.
Right.
Yeah, they were. I think they were done by 72, 74. I don't recall.
Okay. I see. I couldn't remember.
Were done, but Thunders Heartbreakers was around all the time. Yeah, I saw them many times. Yeah, and the Ramones and Patti Smith and the Dead Boys. John Cale from the Velvet Underground, all those cats, and there's quite a few others. I tell you a good one. I remember seeing the Plasmatics at CBGB's, okay? They just started out, and Wendy O. Williams comes out. She used to wear not the duct tape, the electrical tape across her nipples.
Yeah.
And we were like as close as we are now. At the time, CB still had the seats.
Oh, okay.
And we were sitting, me and my boys were up there, we were just sitting there, and we knew who they were. And they came out, and Richie Stouts had like the chainsaw, I can't remember, he came out of a coffin or something. But anyway, he was in the nurse's dress, and she came out and was just as wild as could be. It blew our minds. Okay? It blew our minds. Yeah, that was
one of your best musical memories?
Well, yeah, just because it was so fresh and new, and there we were. It was like as it was happening, there it was. Yeah. Because they went on to get a lot bigger.
Oh yeah, they did.
Yeah.
That's great.
That was a classic. You know, we're 15, 16 years old. Here's Wendy O. Williams just doing what she does, and we're just like.
That is awesome.
Yeah,
that is
crazy.
So great. That's so great.
Crazy,
Now, I'm not sure if you know much. What about a musical background for you and the other members of the band? Do all of you have quite an extensive background? Or?
Well, Swan's a little younger. He's 27. He's more rooted in the '90s stuff, I think.
Okay.
Which isn't as familiar to me. Richard and I have some similar. Richard's out of Boston as a kid, so he has some Boston influence. We do a Mission of Burma song. So we have some similarities, and we each learn from each other as we go along.
Oh, sure. I can imagine so.
Swan comes in with some newer stuff and hips us to it. And some of it I like, and some of it I don't, but I'm sure he doesn't like some of the stuff I bring in.
Hey, that's part of being in a band,
That's part of the deal, yeah.
That's right, exactly, absolutely.
Funny.
Great.
Yep, funny.
Well, you know what? I want to thank you for taking the time to sit down with us.
It's good to see you all again.
No, it's great to see
thank
you
you,
too.
Greg.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Yes, we had fun out there at Buddha's place.
Oh, I'm so glad you had a good time.
Yeah, we really
that was
did.
a great show.
Yeah, we like playing there.
We really are bummed that they had to close, but I will say we were their last show. They had one more show specifically just for my birthday.
Oh, okay, cool.
There.
Which, by the way, is today. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yes, gotcha. Very good.
Yeah, and it was wild.
And how's Melanie?
Oh, Melanie's doing great.
Okay, good.
She's getting so big.
Is she really?
Yeah,
we loved her.
She just turned 10, and she found out we were coming to do an interview. Oh, I'm not going to get to come.